So I've got some inks. I've also got a few of my Neocolor 2 water-soluble crayons. I've got some oil pastel, paint pen, and a couple of stencils. This is something that I like to do. I like to just gather up like a little mini toolkit. It kind of provides a limitation. So there's things that I can use and I'm not overwhelmed by all of the things that I could be doing. So I have that. I have some water here. I've got a few different brushes, and I'm going to start with thinking about an inspiration point. So my inspiration for this piece is going to be quite simple. I'm going to focus in on green. So I've got a color story that I want to tell, and I'm thinking about grass and mountains, maybe just grass actually. I'm trying to get kind of a vertical feel, like grass sort of coming through the soil. That probably doesn't make any sense, but maybe it will when I start painting, so let's do that. As I was saying, I'm sort of thinking like this. Maybe if I just get something down that has that kind of vertical feel, maybe that will sort of trigger something. So another thing that I am enjoying at the moment is using stencils. Now, I haven't used these for years now, but I just saw them the other day when I was tidying up and I thought, you know what, why not? So I'm going to use, I think I might use this one. This is a honeycomb pattern. Jim Holtz is what it says, in case you're wondering. And I've got these little sea sponges, these are cool for stencils. I've just dampened it a little bit. Warm grey ink. Got this because a student used this and I thought it looked like a really nice colour, so let's give it a go. So I'm just going to use the ink, bit of the ink up with my sponge, not too much, and just going to dab this in a few places. I'm going to do a little bit more of the old scribble. I'm in a scribbly mood today. So I have made a decision about where my energy for this painting is going to be, so quickly share that with you. And I'm going to build it up from the bottom. So imagine grass growing out of the ground, and this is going to be a little bit more spacious at the top. Now I'm just going to lay down some colour. I'm probably not going to finish this in this session with you today. I'm just going to take it up to the point where I would normally let it dry. So just a little spark for you. So I'm mixing a couple of colours together. I've got some Payne's Grey, this will probably be phthalo green, and this here is some burnt sienna. So I'm just going to mix up those. So I've been working over the last little while a lot with circles. So I'm actually going to try and not paint circles and do something that's like more rectangular and square with this piece. So just little challenges, you know, just try different things. And I'm just scribbling a bit into the wet paint. And you can see what happens when you add water over the top of those crayons. You can get a little bit of blending, which is cool. And, you know, you can come back over. It's kind of got that grassy feel, hasn't it? Blending things out on my palette so I can see what I've got. Making a mess, that's what I'm doing. So I'm getting some dark values in now. So I've got a Catalyst blade here, and I'm just scrape that through the paint. And just maybe bring some of that through here as well. So I've got some very saturated colour here. Just bring it in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill a bit of this top area in just to finish off this layer. What I'm going to do is get this wet layer down, and then I'm going to let it dry, and I'll usually come back and add some more marks and scribbles and just build up a little bit more depth in a second layer. So most of my watercolor paintings I do in 2 stages. So today I'm just going to leave you with the wet, juicy, free-flowing stage, because after this, unfortunately, I need to get onto my computer and do some of the other more businessy things that still need to be done, and I can't paint all day every day. So let's just get something into this background. I'm using these Neos, I love them, and I just like getting some sort of, this will be very subtle because I'm going to go over the top, but I just want to fill this white space a little bit. And I'm going to use a bigger brush. Let's try and find something like a flat brush. Something like this, I can just push some paint in. A clean brush, clean water, just a little bit of this. And I am going to just sort of fill this space in. Okay, so I think that would be a good place to stop with this one and let it dry. This is just a way of exploring, I guess, ideas, compositions, color quickly, effectively. You can do something like this in, I don't know how long that took. How long did that take? So probably 10 minutes of painting? Yeah. Okay, so I just had to ask that question. So this is about 10 minutes of painting. So you can see that it's not actually as hard as we often think to get into that creative space. We can do it in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I think is a good little window. And actually yesterday when I was painting, I did the best painting that I did all day was in the 15 minutes before the school bell rang and I had to pick up my kids from school. So it can be done, and I encourage you to jump on board with this idea of showing up in September and making a lot of art without worrying too much about the outcome, just enjoying the process and seeing what happens.